After the age of 60, something surprising happens inside your legs. Even if you eat enough protein, stay active, and follow your routine, your muscles can still shrink. This process is called anabolic resistance, where your legs stop responding to the same signals that once built strength. But here's the good news. 3 ordinary foods, yes. Daily foods can help reverse this decline and rebuild muscle fast. These weren't special powders or expensive health trends. They were everyday foods, rich in key amino acids, minerals, and muscle-activating compounds that aging bodies still respond to. And yet, nearly 9 out of 10 seniors have no idea how powerful they can be. In this video, you'll discover what these 3 foods are, how they help rebuild muscle at the cellular level, and how to use them easily in your kitchen. One of them was even shown to improve physical performance in seniors by 28% in just 12 weeks. Before we begin, drop a comment below. Where are you watching from? How old are you? And what's your go-to protein? We read every message, and your story might help someone else. Now, let's explore the first food that can help rebuild leg muscle faster than most people realize. Food number 1. Grilled chicken breast. Triggers: muscle growth with leucine and protein. Grilled chicken breast may seem like a simple staple, but for seniors looking to rebuild leg muscle after 60, its impact is both precise and profound. The power of chicken breast starts with leucine, a branched-chain amino acid that plays a leading role in reversing one of aging's quietest enemies, anabolic resistance. As we grow older, our muscles stop responding to normal protein intake the way they used to. This means the same meals that once kept us strong no longer send the same message. But leucine cuts through that silence. When you eat grilled chicken breast, leucine quickly enters your bloodstream and travels to your muscle cells. There, it activates a crucial switch called mTOR, short for mechanistic target of rapamycin. Think of mTOR as your muscle's ignition system. Once it turns on, the body begins building new proteins, replacing and reinforcing muscle fibers that have thinned or weakened over time. This process is especially critical in the legs, where muscle loss not only affects strength, but also balance, endurance, and the ability to stand up or walk with confidence. Chicken breast, with roughly 2.25 grams of leucine per 100 grams, crosses the threshold required to fully activate this rebuilding pathway. The result: thicker, stronger, more responsive muscles in your thighs and calves even from just one serving. But the story doesn't end with leucine. Just as important is the complete protein profile chicken provides. Your muscles aren't made from 1 or 2 amino acids. They're made from 9 essential ones, all working in concert. Chicken breast delivers all 9, in ratios nearly identical to what your body needs for structural muscle repair. These amino acids go directly into the creation of actin and myosin, the contractile filaments responsible for motion and strength. Without a steady supply of these building blocks, even the strongest leucine signal would fall flat. Muscle protein synthesis might begin, but it wouldn't finish. That's why eating chicken breast after movement, whether a walk, a stretch session, or simple household chores, gives your legs the full package: a clear call to build and the raw materials to answer it. And because amino acids are not stored in the body like fat or carbs, every meal matters. Chicken is the kind of protein that makes each meal count. Still, there's a missing link. As powerful as chicken breast is, it lacks one nutrient that helps turn its benefits into real, lasting muscle gains, especially in older adults. That nutrient is vitamin D3, often viewed as a bone helper or immune booster. Vitamin D3 plays a far more direct role in muscle health than many people realize. It increases your muscle's sensitivity to leucine, making the mTOR signal stronger and more reliable. In other words, vitamin D3 helps your muscles hear what leucine is saying. It also helps regulate calcium inside muscle cells, supporting contractions and energy production. But here's the problem as we age. Our natural production of vitamin D3 from sunlight decreases. Combine that with a diet low in D3-rich foods, and the result is muted muscle responsiveness, even in the presence of good protein. That's why pairing grilled chicken with a vitamin D3 source is not optional. It's essential. Together, they create a synergy that's been shown to increase strength gains, particularly in the lower body. The good news is that adding vitamin D3 to your routine doesn't have to be difficult. Several foods pair beautifully with chicken and deliver a natural boost of this critical nutrient. Wild-caught salmon, egg yolks, and fortified plant-based milks or juices are easy to find and easy to use. You can bring them together in simple, comforting meals that suit the tastes and needs of older adults. One example is a chicken and salmon broth. Simmer shredded grilled chicken with canned wild salmon in water, flavored with ginger, garlic, and a touch of turmeric. Add chopped spinach or soft vegetables to round out the dish. The result is a warm, easy-to-digest protein bowl that delivers both leucine and vitamin D3 in a form your muscles can use immediately. For those who prefer something creamier, a chicken and egg drop soup made with fortified soy milk is another excellent option. Simply poach slices of grilled chicken in a D3-enriched soy broth. Drizzle in 2 beaten eggs, and finish with scallions and white pepper. This meal combines complete protein from chicken, soy, and eggs with the muscle-boosting power of vitamin D3, all in a soft, savory dish that's easy to enjoy. These meals are not only nutrient-dense, they're practical. They require little chewing, little preparation, and no guesswork. They work because they fit into real lives, real kitchens, and real appetites. For those looking to keep things fresh and enjoyable, the ways to cook and combine grilled chicken with complementary nutrients are surprisingly diverse. You don't have to eat the same dry chicken breast every day. Small variations in preparation and pairing can make each meal both functional and satisfying. For instance, try marinating your chicken in a mixture of olive oil, lemon juice, and crushed garlic before grilling. The olive oil not only enhances flavor, but also provides the necessary fat to improve vitamin D3 absorption when combined with fortified side dishes or supplements. You can also slice grilled chicken into thin strips and toss it with steamed broccoli, roasted bell peppers, and a drizzle of tahini dressing made from sesame seeds rich in magnesium and zinc, 2 minerals essential for muscle repair and contraction. Another underrated pairing is grilled chicken over a bed of quinoa, a grain high in magnesium and complete protein on its own. Add a sprinkle of toasted pumpkin seeds for an extra kick of leucine and iron. These meal combinations not only supply the amino acids and leucine from chicken, but also integrate critical cofactors like magnesium, vitamin D3, and healthy fats, creating a nutritional environment that supports muscle synthesis from multiple angles. Even a small side of sautéed spinach, rich in magnesium and potassium, can enhance the muscle repair potential of your meal. When you take this approach, combining grilled chicken with thoughtfully selected whole foods, you build meals that are not just nourishing, but also enjoyable, reinforcing long-term consistency. And consistency is what truly turns food into strength. To fill in any remaining gaps, especially for those with limited sun exposure, a vitamin D3 supplement of $1,000 to $2,000 IU per day can be added. Since vitamin D3 is fat-soluble, it's best taken with meals containing healthy fats, like those from salmon or eggs, to improve absorption. This simple step pairing chicken with vitamin D3 turns an ordinary food into a full-spectrum tool for muscle restoration. When you combine the signal leucine, the supply complete protein, and the support system vitamin D3, your legs get exactly what they need. Not more, not less. Just the right inputs at the right time. After chicken sets the foundation, let's explore a powerful plant-based protein alternative. Food number 2, tempeh. Plant-based leucine with probiotics and mineral support. Tempeh may not be as familiar as chicken or eggs, but for older adults over 60 who want to rebuild leg muscle with consistency and depth, it quietly holds some of the most potent advantages of any protein source. What makes tempeh so unique is that it offers a rare combination, a plant-based food that delivers a high concentration of leucine, a full spectrum of essential amino acids, and natural probiotics, all in a form that's easy to cook, affordable, and digestible. The process begins with leucine. As the body ages, it becomes more resistant to the muscle-building signals that used to be activated easily by protein. This condition, known as anabolic resistance, is one of the primary reasons leg muscles begin to shrink, weaken, or respond more slowly to everyday use. Tempeh counters this by providing about 2 grams of leucine per 100 grams, more than enough to trigger the mTOR pathway, the internal switch that tells muscle cells it's time to grow. Once mTOR is activated, ribosomes begin assembling new protein chains. These become the fibers that rebuild and strengthen the muscle tissue in your thighs and calves, the very parts of your legs that help you rise from a chair, walk up steps, or stabilize yourself on uneven ground. But what sets tempeh apart is not just its leucine content. It's the fact that the fermentation process enhances the bioavailability of that leucine. Because tempeh contains live probiotic cultures, it supports a healthier gut environment, which in turn improves the absorption of amino acids, including leucine, into your bloodstream. This is especially important for seniors, whose digestive efficiency may be lower than in earlier decades. With better absorption, your body doesn't just receive the leucine, it knows how to use it. The result is a more stable and sustained activation of muscle protein synthesis, particularly in the lower body, where sarcopenia tends to hit hardest. For older adults who prefer plant-based options, or who simply want to diversify their protein intake beyond animal products, tempeh is one of the few foods that can directly initiate the biological chain reaction needed to rebuild leg muscle. Alongside this, tempeh offers a second layer of support that most people overlook: structural minerals that help reinforce and maintain the connective tissues that hold your muscle together. Inside every serving of tempeh are measurable amounts of phosphorus, manganese, and iron, each of which plays a direct role in muscle function. Phosphorus, for example, is essential for generating ATP, the energy currency of muscle cells. Without enough phosphorus, your leg muscles may have the protein they need, but not the energy to rebuild properly. Manganese is required to stabilize the enzymes that regulate the synthesis of collagen, the flexible framework that surrounds and supports muscle fibers. And iron is key for oxygen delivery, fueling every contraction your legs make, from standing to walking to regaining your balance after a stumble. These minerals aren't just background players, they're co-builders, working quietly in the foundation of every strong step you take. Tempeh brings these benefits in a single, whole food form, but like most foods, it isn't perfect. One of its nutritional gaps is vitamin B12. Since B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products, tempeh, as a plant-based protein, contains none. This matters because B12 is critical for converting the amino acids in your food into usable muscle tissue. It also supports the myelin sheaths around nerves, which transmit the signals from your brain to your leg muscles. Without enough B12, your body may slow down or misfire during the process of muscle rebuilding, even if you're eating high-protein meals. That's why it's important to pair tempeh with B12-rich foods, like eggs, dairy, or nutritional yeast, or take a modest daily supplement to close the gap. Another nutrient worth combining with tempeh is vitamin K2. While tempeh contains a small amount of K2 due to fermentation, it's often not enough to impact muscle significantly. K2 helps direct calcium away from arteries and into bones and muscle tissue, improving the quality of muscle contraction and helping the legs function with less stiffness and more control. One easy way to combine tempeh with these supporting nutrients is through a warm tempeh and egg scramble. Start by cubing 100 grams of tempeh and pan-searing it with a splash of olive oil, garlic, and turmeric. Once lightly browned, crack in 2 eggs and gently scramble them with the tempeh. Add in a handful of chopped spinach or kale toward the end, and top with a sprinkle of shredded cheese or nutritional yeast. This dish brings together the full power of tempeh's leucine and minerals with the B12 and fat-soluble vitamins from eggs and greens, all in a form that's easy to chew, digest, and enjoy. Another excellent option is a roasted tempeh and quinoa bowl. Marinate tempeh slices in lemon juice and miso paste, then roast until crisp. Serve over a bed of warm quinoa with sautéed mushrooms and steamed broccoli. Quinoa adds magnesium and more complete plant protein, while the vegetables round out your mineral intake. For those with limited appetite or dental issues, the components can be softened with broth or mashed gently with a fork without sacrificing any of the nutritional value. For those looking to make tempeh a regular part of their routine, the good news is that it adapts easily to everyday meals. You can slice it thin and pan-fry it like bacon, crumble it into pasta sauces or omelets, or cube it for stews and grain bowls. It absorbs flavors, well soy sauce, garlic, paprika, or even a light maple glaze for a sweet savory contrast. Tempeh can also be air-fried for a crispy texture without added oil, making it ideal for seniors watching fat intake. Its versatility means you don't need to change your entire diet. Just swap it in where meat or tofu used to be. Keep it simple, familiar, and repeatable. That's how nourishment becomes strength. What makes tempeh a standout choice for older adults isn't just its nutrient profile, it's how well it fits into real life. It requires no refrigeration before opening, cooks quickly, and holds its shape in soups, sautés, stir-fries, and bakes. It can be flavored in countless ways, from savory to slightly sweet, and paired with both plant and animal-based side dishes. But most importantly, it provides a way to stay consistent. And in muscle maintenance, consistency beats intensity. Your legs don't need a miracle. They need a message, sent over and over again through the food you choose and the habits you build. A few slices of tempeh, eaten regularly and paired wisely, can become that message. Over time, your thighs and calves begin to respond. They hold shape longer. They support you more steadily. They become tools you trust again, not reminders of what you've lost. Tempeh works quietly, but the next food brings compact strength in every small bite. Food number 3. Aged Parmesan cheese. Compact muscle fuel with calcium and CLA. Parmesan cheese may not look like a muscle-building food at first glance. It's small, hard, and often used sparingly, just a sprinkle on pasta, a garnish on soup, a finish to a plate. But for older adults looking to rebuild leg strength after 60, this quiet, concentrated dairy food delivers more than flavor. In fact, few proteins offer such a dense package of biological power in such a small dose. The secret is in the way Parmesan is made. As it ages typically for 12 to 24 months, moisture evaporates, and what remains is a protein-rich, amino acid-dense core that is incredibly high in leucine, the very amino acid that signals muscle tissue to grow. Just 40 grams of grated Parmesan, about 3 heaping tablespoons, can contain over 2.2 grams of leucine, enough to activate the same mTOR pathway that's stimulated by larger portions of meat or fish. Once mTOR is triggered, the body begins building new muscle protein. For older adults, especially those with declining muscle responsiveness, this is the cellular switch that can help restore the shrinking fibers in the thighs and calves that often go unnoticed until balance is lost. Stairs become a challenge, or getting out of a chair requires extra effort. Parmesan works because it's efficient. Its protein is complete, meaning it contains all 9 essential amino acids in high proportions. These amino acids are absorbed quickly and used directly in the synthesis of actin and myosin, the contractile fibers that give muscle strength and mobility. In the lower body, where sarcopenia tends to strike first, the combination of high leucine and fast absorption becomes especially valuable. Because Parmesan is low in water and rich in bioavailable protein, it places minimal strain on digestion, a benefit for seniors who often struggle with heavy, meat-based meals. Instead of eating a large portion of meat to reach the leucine threshold, older adults can get there faster with a smaller, more digestible portion of Parmesan. And unlike many soft dairy products, hard-aged cheeses like Parmesan are lower in lactose, making them more tolerable for people with mild sensitivities. In this way, Parmesan delivers both the signal and the substance for muscle recovery without requiring bulk, effort, or excess. Beyond leucine and complete protein, Parmesan offers a second advantage that directly supports leg-strength calcium and conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, 2 compounds that play key roles in muscle contraction and inflammation control. Calcium is essential not only for bones, but also for the triggering of muscle contractions. Every time your legs move, whether lifting a foot, climbing stairs, or regaining balance, the muscle fibers contract and release using calcium as a signal. Without enough calcium, this communication becomes weaker, slower, and less precise. Parmesan provides one of the most concentrated natural sources of calcium, with over 400 milliliters per 40 grams serving, helping maintain the electrochemical stability needed for smooth, strong leg motion. At the same time, Parmesan contains small but meaningful amounts of CLA, a naturally occurring fatty acid found in the milk of grass-fed cows. CLA has been shown to help reduce chronic low-grade inflammation in muscle tissue, a hidden culprit in age-related muscle breakdown. By lowering inflammatory stress within the muscle cells, CLA creates a more favorable environment for protein synthesis and repair. It's not just about feeding the muscle, it's about protecting it, too. Still, as powerful as Parmesan can be on its own, it works even better when paired with one critical vitamin, vitamin D3. Although Parmesan is rich in calcium and leucine, it lacks vitamin D3, the nutrient that helps your body absorb and use those components properly. Vitamin D3 enhances the sensitivity of muscle tissue to leucine, making the mTOR signal stronger and more effective. It also regulates how calcium is distributed inside muscle cells, ensuring that it goes where it's needed most, and supports contraction instead of being lost or stored improperly. Unfortunately, natural D3 production declines with age, especially for seniors who spend less time outdoors. That's why adding a source of vitamin D3, whether from food or supplements, is essential for unlocking the full benefits of Parmesan. Without it, you may consume all the right building blocks, but your muscles may still struggle to put them to work. Incorporating D3 doesn't require drastic changes. A simple way to do it is through fortified foods or vitamin-rich meal pairings. One idea is a warm bowl of polenta with grated Parmesan and a poached egg on top. The Parmesan delivers leucine and calcium, while the egg yolk provides a modest amount of vitamin D3, along with B12 and choline. Add sautéed spinach or mushrooms on the side, both rich in magnesium and supportive of calcium metabolism, and you've created a meal that supports your legs on multiple levels: signal, structure, coordination, and recovery. Another easy and satisfying option is a baked sweet potato filled with roasted vegetables and topped with shaved Parmesan and a dollop of Greek yogurt fortified with vitamin D3. The sweet potato is rich in vitamin B6 and potassium, which support glycogen use and muscle contraction. while the Parmesan and yogurt combine for high-quality protein, calcium, and gut-friendly probiotics. For those with chewing or digestive concerns, these meals can be mashed or softened with broth or olive oil, creating a texture that's easy to enjoy without losing any of the benefits. For everyday use, Parmesan adapts effortlessly to almost any savory dish. Stir it into scrambled eggs, melt it into cauliflower mash, sprinkle it over roasted Brussels sprouts, or even blend it into a savory oatmeal with herbs and olive oil. For a fun twist, mix grated Parmesan into turkey patties or vegetable cakes before pan-frying, adding not just flavor, but structural protein support. You can even whisk it into warm soups or broths at the end of cooking to give meals a creamy, umami-rich finish without added cream. These are not gourmet recipes, they're comforting, familiar, and fast. And that's exactly why they work. Meals that feel familiar are more likely to be repeated. Repetition builds rhythm, and rhythm builds results. Final message. The truth is, your legs have carried you through decades through work, family, and quiet routines. But after 60, the foods that once seemed healthy enough may no longer be enough to keep them strong. The good news: you don't need a full diet overhaul. Just one plate of grilled chicken, a scoop of roasted tempeh, a sprinkle of aged Parmesan. Each of these foods delivers a clear signal to your muscles: rebuild, repair, and hold steady. Maybe your early fatigue isn't just age, it's your breakfast. Maybe your muscle loss isn't permanent, it's reversible. With the right nutrients, your legs can respond, slowly but surely. So here's your starting point. One better choice. One new habit that fits your real life. These aren't just healthy, they're doable. Share this with someone who deserves strong steps ahead. Or tap save, so you'll remember what to reach for next time you're standing in your kitchen. One meal, one signal, one steadier walk forward from today.